Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the Carrie Roldan show. I am so excited to be here today with this special edition, intuitive Superpanel edition of the Carrie Roldan show. So I do these shows every so often. I was doing them once a month. I've been a little bit more sporadic lately, but with my intuitive super friends. So those of you who know me know that I offer intuitive guidance for heart-centered women entrepreneurs, and I surround myself with amazing women who do similar work. And so today I am here with Rachel Archelaus, Roseanne Jansen, and Cynthia Carrere, who I will let introduce themselves. They all do incredible work in the world, but today we are doing something I'm so excited about. We're interviewing somebody who calls herself Intimate Alien. So we'll get into that in just a minute, because Intimate Alien is channeled by our very own Rachel Archelaus. So Rachel, I'm going to introduce you first. You go ahead and tell everybody who's watching, tell us what you do and a little bit about who Intimate Alien is.
Sure. So I'm Rachel Archelaus. I do a lot of different things. Mostly I help people connect with their higher selves. And my higher self is kind of a collection of beings. One of them is who I called Intimate Alien. She has her own name where she lives, but it's not really in English, so I let her keep it there. She's also responsible for this look. So she lives on a planet that is kind of like what ours is becoming. And so she's so excited to talk to us and help us kind of get current with where our world is and what powers we have as creators and all that stuff. So basically, part of her lives in me all the time. It's part of who I am. And today you're going to get to see her kind of take over and talk to you directly through me. And my personality changes, my voice kind of changes, so it's pretty cool. And if you guys like this interview and you have your own questions, comment on Carrie's video, because we'd be happy to answer them for you. Does that kind of explain it, Carrie, a little bit?
It does. Thank you. I was like, I didn't even know how to introduce you. This is so, or introduce her. This is super new for me, but I was just telling Roseanne and Cynthia, who I'll introduce in a minute, I've gotten a sneak peek of Intimate Alien in action and was so excited and blown away by what she had to share that I was like, we have to interview this chick. So Roseanne Jansen is someone who I affectionately call the no BS psychic. But Roseanne, can you just take a minute and let everybody know what you do and maybe why you're excited to be here today?
Yes, I can. Thank you, Carrie. So as Carrie said, I'm the No BS Psychic for Business, and I help entrepreneurs experience and live from their divine self so that you can achieve your dreams and your goals in perfect alignment and be the new human that you are.
I was just unmuting, but like my mouth just dropped open. I love that you say you help people be the new human that they are. That is, yes, oh, I'm so excited. I didn't know where this conversation was going, and already I can see that we're going to be talking about how we are all evolving and up-leveling and becoming new humans, and how we're all feeling that in our lives, in our businesses, in our marketing, etc. So Roseanne, real quick, why are you excited to be here today?
Oh, well, I met Intimate Alien the other day, and I'm just so excited. I feel so drawn to her, and so much love and so much connection with her. I think as much as I love Rachel, I think that's part of my attraction to Rachel too. For all sorts of things like business and everything, because she has that connection to a wide variety of things that we don't normally experience.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, Cynthia Carrere, one of my original business BFFs, a frequent guest on the Carrie Roldan show, someone who we did the entrepreneurial journey to wealthy, which was an acronym gosh, like 2 years ago now, just my teammate on the entrepreneurial journey and someone who I'm super excited, Cynthia, about your personal growth and evolution. But can you just tell everybody, Cynthia has this amazing talent. Can you just tell everybody a little bit about what you do and why you're excited to be here?
Hi. Well, the topic is absolutely intriguing. And when I received the invitation, I'm like, what? I have to see what this is about. So I'm showing up completely naive, uninformed. This is my first introduction. So I'm here to support everyone on this panel, to hear Rachel and her intimate alien. And as far as what I do, I'm really excited about the evolution, but I am a money stylist, which means I help entrepreneurs really tune in to the frequency of the money number that they are wanting to earn in their business. And when I say the word income, I'm talking about all the money's coming in. And so what I do is I help women feel better on the inside and the outside at the same time so that they actually embody the frequency that they are wanting to attract. So it's not just we talk about it, but we literally help bring that energy in so that they are a match and an alignment, and that happens a lot quicker.
So, oh my gosh, you guys, already I see Intimate Alien is ready to go now. I've seen Rachel change. I see her body language. So I'm so excited about that. But I just want to say, everybody, I'm sure just from hearing from the 3 panelists already and from knowing me, if you want more information about what we do or how you can get in touch with us, I will put it all in the comments somewhere above, below, around this video. So look for, if you want to get in touch with one of these amazing women, look for the links. But Intimate Alien, I see that you are here and ready to go. So I'm actually going to head over to you and allow you to introduce yourself.
Hi. I am so excited to be here. Oh, I'm so excited to meet you, Cynthia. I love you. I love what you do. Carrie, oh, I love you so much. And Roseanne, oh, I love you so much. Oh, I just love being here. I love being in a body. I'm so excited to talk to you. I love what you are all doing and helping people and being there for people as you grow. It's so beautiful. I can answer anything you want. I'm just happy to talk with you.
Well, I'll go first because I am so excited to talk to you and have this conversation. And love, I can already feel like the love and the joy coming from you. I love that Rachel had to stand up just to...
I know. I am moving.
just to channel you. So all of this is amazing. Rachel, when she was talking about you and she introduced you, she said you live on a planet that is more like what ours is becoming. So can you tell us a little bit about this shift that so many of us are experiencing, and people like Cindy and Rachel and Roseanne and I that we're helping our clients sort of move through? Can you tell us about that?
Yes, so we, where I live, we do not have to make up rules and regulations and a story for what we want to create. So we just do it. We resonate with our desire for whatever we want. It doesn't matter if it's big or small. We don't have money. We just make things. And so you are realizing, I know you know that everything is energy. And so what is the difference between wanting one thing and wanting another? But you have a lot of rules in place in your bodies. I even feel them in here. It's so weird. In your bodies, in your society, in your friendships, in your relationships, all of them. And you are trying to make what you want in this tiny little amount. And it's got to be just so that it does not cause anyone a ripple. But you don't have to do that. That's not required of you anymore. So I like to say that you you can wipe it all out and start from scratch and just imagine what you want to create, and then let go of those rules so that you can have it. It doesn't matter. Everything is fine. There's no bad that you can do.
I love that answer. I'm inspired and intrigued by it. The rules and boundaries I'm sort of bouncing up against my own. But I want to give a chance for Cynthia or Roseanne to ask a question or respond. So I'm just going to see if anybody unmutes. Okay, so, oh, there you go, Cynthia, go ahead.
Well, I have so many questions. You were talking about the planet that you live on and the name that your name is in a different language. So I would like to know a little bit more about you and where you come from and the differences when you can feel Rachel's body and the rules. I would love to know the difference between what it feels like to be you completely and then you in a human body.
Oh, there are many differences. So I just float around and I move myself wherever I want to be. It doesn't matter if I can be there in a straight line or if I need to be on the opposite side of where I am, and I could just go there. And everyone else is like that too. And one of the biggest differences is that I can be myself as a being with boundaries, and then I can also be a part of another group. So I can merge with other energies, but you would call them people. It's so funny. And then I can also be in a big group. If we want to, we can, and we have. We will all come together at the same time and been one group. And it's like training almost for us to be at another level. So you are all training now in being telepathic and connected. And the internet is a great way to segue into that, as well as your texting and your all things. So you are playing with your technology just like we are playing with ours, and we feel more connected with one another because we are the same thing, but we can have a viewpoint and our own desires. And so you have similarities. Of course, you have couples where you live together. And of course, we love to talk about sex. So we talked about that with Roseanne and how that is kind of like you're merging together as we do. So we are... I think I wanted to say one more thing, but I don't think you have a frame of reference for it. It's almost like a housing situation, but we don't have houses. So I will leave that for now. I cannot come up with a way to describe it, but Rachel thinks it looks like tunnels, what I'm showing her, but it's not a tunnel. I don't know.
So this is Roseanne, I can see that you have a question and I'll let you get to it in a second, but this is a great segue. When you said Rachel says it looks like tunnels, but it's not tunnels. So could you, I'm so curious about how Rachel discovered you as intimate alien, and if you are the same or different from, I'm familiar with channeled beings like lots of people who study the law of attraction are, and probably lots of people who'll be watching this are familiar with Abraham of Abraham Hicks. When you were talking about like collective beings, I thought of Abraham there. So I guess my question is about frame of reference wise, like have we ever encountered anything like you? And then how did your relationship with Rachel, how did that come to be? And maybe the third question, that's a lot. I'll start with those two.
Okay, so Lee, we will start. I can be a collective. Like I said, we can all merge together. And I chose to live partially in Rachel, this as she lives now. And so I am alive where I live, and I am alive here. So we can do that. And you are all doing the same thing with your energy. It's in many places. It's not unique to me. And so I was brought to Rachel's. Well, Rachel's not really a Rachel. Rachel is a collective herself. So she has many groups that make up her personality. If they were taken away, you would not have a girl. She would not be there. And so there's really no Rachel. She's just the point in which we all intersect. And that's what she is. Of course, in that point, it creates a body, it creates a personality, it creates you being with a friend, she's your friend. So she is real, but she is a group herself. And there are many of us in this group. In fact, this morning, she was very, very connected to her angel group. And she made a video about that. So you will see that perhaps. And so what was the rest of it? I don't know. What is the rest of that?
I actually think you answered me really well. I was wondering how Rachel discovered you, but the third part of the question was about, so you answered it in that you are a part of her,
Yes.
part of all the beings that make up her. When I was describing this, so we have this, like, psychology has this term where I thought, I don't know, would Rachel be someone who could be like diagnosed as multiple personalities disorder? And isn't it funny that we call it a disorder? And here in talking to you, it seems like the most beautiful thing. But is that something that would be true?
The thing is, your world likes to create names for things that are not, they're just a collection of ideas. So Rachel studied psychology in college, and she noticed this, that the DSM, the big book of what you need to diagnose people with, is there's nothing real in that book. It is a collection of symptoms that seem to be in a pattern. And then they group this pattern and they have a name for it. And so, yes, of course, I have, as we step in and out of Rachel more and more, so like right now, I am making up a lot of her right now focus. And so I am a personality in this intersection. Of course, I am different at home. I'm here, I'm in a body, I'm very excited. And so, as her other pieces come in more and more, she changes. And so, yes, you could say she has a multiple personality, but in the grand scheme, we are all one in the same thing. And yes, Rachel did go to a psychiatrist when she was a teenager, not for this diagnosis, but for something else. And I believe a lot of these people don't know what's going on with them and is being treated for something that really could be managed just through fear is what makes it so dangerous, because the fear comes and there's a filter that makes it look dangerous and feel dangerous, and that is what is getting in the way. It's the fear. It's not really that this exists as a real thing. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you. And Roseanne, I want to get to you because I can see that you have got some good questions. So Roseanne had the opportunity to interview Intimate Alien already. So I'm excited to hear what you have questions and comments and follow-up, Roseanne.
I want to ask you about color, Intimate Alien, but first, following from what we have been talking about, is there something that we can do here to help aliens be more accepted here, and to help this sort of coming out? You know, like Rachel and you becoming public about this and talking.
Yes, you are. You are already. This is what you do naturally. We cannot say you must do more. You are doing the best thing possible. You are interacting with me. You are welcoming me, and you are talking to me. And you even put it on the internet. So I love this. I love this so much. I feel so welcome. I couldn't feel more welcome.
Yay. Okay. Thank you. So tell us more about your use of color. You know, I know you like doing the makeup and everything, but you had insinuated that there was much more to your use of color. Can you tell us about that and how you use it in a well, here we would say an everyday way?
Well, I would love to help Rachel look like this every day, but she is not necessary of that to be herself. And so I love this look of colors and brightness. And so I help her put these on before I talk to you. Now, she does not need to do this to talk to me or for me to talk to you, but it is my desire. And I use the colors that she has. And actually, I spoke to her to buy those colors exactly before I want to say summer, but it wasn't really the summer yet. It was before that. It was hot though. And so yes, I put the colors on, and Rachel has color meanings, and so I like to play with her while I pick the colors and I put them on, and she's like, oh, okay, so you use green today and you use orange and pink, and so we have fun communicating while I do this to the face.
Would you suggest that humans use color more?
I suggest you play more. You play. It doesn't need to be with color. It could be with dirt or whatever. Writing, anything to make you happy and make you feel yourself.
Thank you.
Yes, Cynthia plays. I was witnessing her the other day, and Cynthia, I love you for playing.
Thank you. It's fun to play, and it's fun to be here witnessing what you're doing and playing. And so I just have another question. We might be running out of time, but I was curious, since we are entrepreneurs and balancing play and work, do you have any suggestions for us to create the most aligned business possible?
Yes, I felt that structure that you made there, and it's not feeling good to me, so it must not feel good to you. The balance of work and play. So we play all the time, and we get things done. You must rewrite your rule for needing work to be different than play. That is the best wording I can use with you, because that's it. What if everything came to you in play? What if you were most rewarded in play? What if you were most alive in play and most magnetic and most abundant in play? That is the beauty of living here now.
Okay, so I just have an OMG with that. Like, oh my goodness moment. I'm going to quote you, Intimate Alien, because you said, rewrite the rules for needing work to be different than play.
Yes.
So you know from living inside Rachel that so many of us, right, that we're all feeling the call to that. Like those of us who are highly intuitive maybe felt it earlier than many, but I'm noticing a shift on the whole planet, especially with younger people, right, where there is a refusal for work to be different than play. And those of us who are of that older generation, like we're feeling the awakening in ourselves for wanting our work to be different than play, but bumping up against our own rules. So I know you, I want to say I know your answer, where you're just going to say, yes, play. But one of the things that I love about the work that Rachel does in part of her Separus program is really helping. She's helped me do more and more and more of that and let go of so many of my sort of self-imposed restrictions or ideas around it. But what's your best advice for people like me and the people I serve who want to have businesses? They want to make money because it still exists on our planet. So they want to make money doing what they love. Maybe I'll just stop there. What's your best advice for those of us on this journey of wanting to make more money doing what we love?
I think I said it. I think I said, yes, what you want is yours. All you have to do is let go of the rules that prevent it from being yours. So decide what you want in your life. What do you want to do? What makes you feel good? Business or not, business is also another way that you separate from your real self. It can bring money, and that, I think, is what you mean business, but it doesn't have to be separate, and you can be and exist as a human now and not worry about money. It's really true. And so do your best to be yourself and be in fun, and make sure you are challenging your words and your rules, because that is the only reason why you are not living already how you desire.
Okay, I could go on and
love yourself. Love yourself so much.
I'm taking notes as fast as I can. I'm so glad that this is being recorded. Love yourself so much. Yes, we know that. So, Cynthia and Roseanne, I want to, and maybe Intimate Alien, I'm not sure if you can answer for Rachel or not, but I want ourselves to ask that, if you're willing to play with me on this video that who knows how many people are watching. I really wanted ourselves think about that. Intimate Alien has just told us, rewrite the rules for needing work to be different than play. What you want is yours. Let go of the rules that prevent it from being yours. She says, be and exist and don't worry about money. Love yourself so much and challenge your rules and your words. So the thing that came to me when Intimate Alien was talking about that was like, if there were no rules and if there were no money, what would I spend my days and times doing? Which I know I ask my clients this all the time. And I feel like answering that question has become, like, I just keep answering that question again and again and again in my life and business. And my business keeps evolving because of it. And I'll tell you, my most recent answer to that question, right, as far as my consciousness will allow itself to go in this moment, even as I'm saying it, I'm realizing maybe that's not true. But my most recent answer to that question has been, I would just lead retreats. And I would run with people, and we'd talk about business, and we'd talk about things that matter, which is why I am excited about starting this show up again. But I'm wondering, Cynthia and Roseanne, if you'd be willing to share your answer to that question, and if it's happening in your business or if it's just a realization at this point.
I thought I was muted, but I'm not, so I'll just go right now. I'm actually doing that. So I've had the benefit of playing with these ladies besides this intuitive panel. So I've been able to hear a little bit more about with Carrie and Rachel, first time with Intimate Alien, but with Roseanne. And they asked me what I would do if these separations weren't there. And I was like, I would just play with my clients. I'd play with my friends. I would take them shopping. We would go to the spas. We would go traveling. We would go to Paris and London and New York and up level. And so they've been encouraging me like, well, why don't you just do that? So I have been incorporating that into my business this year. And so I get to play with my husband. He and I are business partners, and we get to eat delicious organic food, and we get to travel, and we get to play in our gorgeous backyard sanctuary, and we get to travel and shop and go to the spa and make money out of it as well, and help my clients make money out of it. So
yay! I'm sorry.
No need to be sorry. So I'm going to ask Roseanne that same thing, like in leaning into this and answering that question over and over and again in your business. And I have to tell you, Roseanne, I just took Roseanne's advanced spiritual journey class. And when Intimate Alien, when you were talking about we're all becoming more telepathic, and taking Roseanne's class helped me so much tap into my own, like even further into my intuition, recognize, holy crap, that is telepathy, like cool stuff. So I just want to thank you for that, Roseanne, and you, Intimate Alien, for bringing it to my attention today. But how is answering that question changing you in your business, Roseanne?
Well, thank you, Carrie, about the program. I'm probably an anomaly because I have loved every single thing that I've ever done. I love working. To me, it is play, and it always has been. So, you know, like it drives my husband crazy. He's like, how can you like everything you do so much? And I'm like, because I do what I like. I don't feel constrained by quite as many restrictions as, well, men here definitely do, especially with work. So I'm doing what I love. And when that question came up in our group, I couldn't answer it because I do, you know, like that's what I do. And it might not look to like play to other people, but to me it is, because it's all I want to do. So yeah, Intimate Alien, I love that you bring up that play is the most important thing, and that should be what we're doing all the time.
Yes, it's I don't believe it is the most important thing. I think you and your desire and your feeling of alignment and resonance with yourself is the most important thing. But of course, play is so fun. It is so good. It feels so good. So that is a wonderful way to express yourself.
So, Cynthia, I saw you just put something in the chat, but I would love if you would quote Roseanne back to herself, because it was so good. And then I know Rachel can only channel Intimate Alien before she starts to like not be able to. So I want to make sure I don't exhaust Rachel. But Cynthia, go ahead and quote Roseanne, because it was so good.
Well, it caught my ear lovely. She says, I like what I do because I do what I like. Wow, when you say it that way, it seems really obvious. So thank you.
Yeah, and this is what is so great about what Intimate Alien is bringing to us. Like what I feel like you're bringing to us, Intimate Alien, is permission. For some reason, the fact that you, I'm looking at, from my human perspective, I'm looking at the absurdity of this conversation. Like going, okay, I'm sending this to everybody on my email list who are women entrepreneurs who, you know, they want to be in alignment in their marketing, and like, okay, there I am. I'm having a conversation with an alien. Like this maybe is pretty out there. I totally forgot where I was going and talking about this now because I just got a little bit self-conscious about it. But I think what you bring, the reason I'm doing this interview is because looking into your eyes, watching you move, hearing you talk, and feeling, right, what we all are coming to, the vibration of, thank you, Cynthia, for putting it in the chat, permission to do more of what we love. Permission
to only do what you love. That is it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Permission to only do what we love. Isn't that funny that is, I'm sure it's hilarious to you, that still feels scary to so many of us. And that's the work that so many of us do with our clients, right? Is help people get out of the fear around doing only what we love, not just more of what we love, right? Only doing what we love. So Intimate Alien, I'm not sure how much more time we have with you, but I would love a little bit more on that idea of only doing what we love, so that many of us have a response. Well, what about all the other stuff that needs to get done?
Nothing else needs to be done. That is it. There is nothing else that needs to be done. And you are all your brothers and sisters, as you say. You are all one. We are all the same energy. And I believe I like to only do what I love. And Rachel is so good at that. She still does things she does not love, but she's so good at knowing what she loves and doing it. And don't you want that for your entire Earth family? Wouldn't you always want to be around people who are doing what they love? I could not imagine wanting anything else. And I believe you cannot imagine that as well. So there's nothing else that needs to be done. In fact, you are doing the most you could possibly do by allowing yourself to only do what you love.
I'm going to see if anybody else has a question about that. Looks like maybe Roseanne.
Yeah, I do. Actually, lately I've been paying attention to some tribes that don't have money. And it seems to me that they often, or maybe are more inclined to separate the doing, of life into who loves doing what. And it seems to me that we let money get in the way of that. Can you speak to anything about money? And
well, money is value, and you do not value yourself enough to do only what you love, and so you make money be a fill in for that. That is all.
Thank you. That's awesome. We need to have you on every week to do.
Oh, we love you. We would love to do that. I love that.
I couldn't write fast enough, and I'm dying to know Cynthia's response, because Cynthia works so closely with people to actually help them raise their personal frequency, right, to the abundance level, or actually the money level, right, the number. I'll let Cynthia explain it. But I want to get that quote again. You said money equals value, and you do not value yourself enough to do only what you love. Is that what you said?
Yes.
All right.
She said, she added, so that you're using money to fill it in.
Ah, all right. How does that hit you, Cynthia?
Well, it's interesting to have a different perspective. And so from my perspective is I'm here in a body in this three-dimensional realm. And when my bills are due or whatever, I couldn't take this necessarily to the grocery store and say, I value myself, so I'm just going to take the groceries I like and go out the door with them. I do need...
You have not tried yet.
I have not tried yet. This is true.
You have not get anything for free ever. I have memories of Rachel's where you have been bowed to and adorned. And when you love yourself, oh, so much happens. So much comes to you. So I beautifully accept your perspective. It is absolutely the truth for you right now. So, but yes, we can always align with love and value more and see what happens. Yes.
Well, I was going to say, you are correct. I have been in my favorite shoe store and had the owner call up the store, and they pick somebody and give them a free pair of gorgeous designer shoes, and that has been me. So that has worked. What I was going to say is, in this three-dimensional reality, and I'm speaking maybe for a lot of people who are listening, our minds do go to, but we have responsibilities and bills and whatnot. But in the work, what I was thinking is, when we can embody that frequency, what we try to do is allow that energy to lift us up. But when we can get that frequency and bring it into 3D, we actually get more and more and more of that. And so when people are visualizing or they're excited, they're thinking what would bring me more fun or more joy, they can access it, they can touch it when there are no rules or when there are no physical barriers. And then sometimes when we bring that energy, or we try to bring that energy into 3D, we start to look with our eyes at the quote realities, the bills and all that, and that energy shatters. And so my response to this would be to build that energetic bridge so that the energy feels more real and that we can enjoy it in the 3D world.
Yes, of course, of course. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, I love this conversation. And Cynthia, as you were talking, I was thinking, oh, that is in fact what Rachel is doing right now. Like, Rachel has known that Intimate Alien was a part of her for quite some time. Rachel has understood that she was, I remember her telling me, I remember when Rachel told me this is my whole idea of what's normal has changed so much in the past few years. Because I know Rachel as quote unquote normal. And I remember when she told me, like, well, I'm not really human and I'm made up of like many beings. And I was like, wow, all right, well, I love you, so I'm going to accept that as truth. But that's definitely, you're my only friend who's saying that. And now here I am, like, interviewing part of Rachel. But what I was getting at is, I feel like that's what you're doing now in terms of, or that's what Rachel's doing now in terms of, before, Intimate Alien was something that she had to access, like it was something that was up above, and it seems like now she's pulling Intimate Alien down and through her. Is that accurate? Am I describing that at all?
It is part, yes, you could say that for sure. And in the response to the beautiful Cynthia and Rachel and that question, Carrie, we do have rules in our bodies about things and prosperity. And how Rachel has become able to have me here so much is because she has cleared a lot of that out because of her value. Her valuing herself, her acceptance of herself. It has nothing to do with the things, but the things are available to her. The energy is available to her because of her clearing, by simply allowing herself to do what she loves. And that is how you show yourself in this way, in this world, that you value yourself, by not going to the wedding you do not wish to attend, and by not going to the meeting that does not feel right to you, and by allowing yourself to wake up when you feel rested and not before. And so the things come easier, as Cynthia says, as you can hear very, very practically in your day, allow yourself more value. Does that make sense?
I'm totally nodding my head, and I see the other women doing it as well. So I am conscious of the time and the amount of time that Rachel's spending channeling you, and
she has
also
figured that out. Yes, she's okay.
Okay, well, good. And maybe I'll just ask Cynthia and Roseanne if you have closing questions, and then I would actually love to hear from Rachel at the end of this, just like sort of her processing of this whole conversation. So Cynthia and Roseanne, do you have any last questions or parting words for Intimate Alien?
Well, thank you. And, you know, I just have different perspectives, and it's fascinating to be with friends that challenge you, challenge me. I gotta put it in perspective. So it's fun to be with people that, you know, I had never considered aliens, actually. So this is a, you know, completely new topic and introduction. And like you said, your definition of what's normal is shifting and changing. So thank you, everyone, for showing up and being yourself.
Yes, and Cynthia, I do not see us as different at all. I believe you are saying quite clearly what I also see. So thank you so much for being here. I love you so much. I so love what you do as well.
Oh, I love this so much. Roldan, do you have any questions or parting words?
Yes, thank you, Intimate Alien. It's so wonderful to be here with you and have your input on everything. I do have one more question. What would you like to do here on Earth to play?
Oh, Rachel is so afraid you would ask me this question because it is a very private matter, but I really love to feel your version of the body play. she really, I love being here and looking like this and feeling in the body, and so that is what I like to do sometimes, and I just love everything I see. I love looking at the flowers and the houses and the people walk by. And I'm so excited to be here. That's pretty. I love all of it.
That's very interesting too. In that it seems to me that a lot of us humans are here for that experience too, right?
Yes.
And we forget to appreciate it and to feel it fully.
It is only every moment everything changes, and that is what I believe is the big reason why people here forget to enjoy is because they don't realize everything changes every single moment, and maybe it looks the same to someone who does not realize, but it is so different at every moment. It is amazing to watch.
I totally agree. Thank you.
And I want to say thank you too, and thank you for reminding us of that. Like, those of us who, well, anybody who lives any sort of spiritual life, right? We forget that our physicality can be such a beautiful doorway, is a beautiful doorway to the spiritual. That, like, so many of us spend so much time in our heads and not in our bodies. And so I love Intimate Alien, someone who is bodiless where she lives.
Yes.
Is like, what I want to do, I want to be physical. I want to experiment with this body. I want to enjoy the physical pleasures and the sensory and sensual stuff that being human has to offer. I think that's a great reminder for all of us, right? Just to be in our bodies and appreciate our now realities, because now changes moment by moment.
Yes. Thank
Okay.
you so much for having me, Carrie. I've really enjoyed talking with you, and I love you so much. And Roseanne, I love you too. And I love you all. Thank you, everybody, for watching too. Okay, I will go now, so you may talk to Rachel.
Thank you.
Bye.
It's a pleasure. All right, I'm waving, and not everyone can see that, or everybody can't see I'm waving unless I'm talking. So that's why I'm talking. And I'm also giving Rachel a chance to sit down and be herself. And it's very fun for me to watch Rachel right now transition and looking more and more like the Rachel that I'm used to talking to and knowing. But also, there's a different energy about you. So can you just, in the last couple minutes, any wisdom or insight you gleaned from that? And also, just what is it like? Like, what is this whole experience like for you?
It's really cool. Like, I love her. I mean, holy cow, I love her. Before I brought her through in like body, I allowed her to just write for a while. And it was just such a beautiful, fun, playful energy, but there was a lot of just like cutting the crap, you know, which I really enjoyed because I always want to know what my distortions are, you know, and like if I've made it harder for myself. And I feel like she's really good at explaining things to me in like an easy, like, duh way, you know? And I don't know, it's like really fun for me to be here, and I've never like moved my body like that before and smiled for so long. So it's very cool. I'm really happy that, I mean, I'm her. It's really cool.
So, Cindy and Roseanne, any thoughts, questions, comments, concern for Rachel in all of this?
So were you cognizant of what she was saying? Like,
yeah, I'm right there.
You're right there, so you don't go away
or while she's talking too. Like she'll tell me to drink, or, like somebody walked by when I was talking, when she was talking, and I noticed it, and she got so excited because she's still not used to seeing people like in a body, and it's just like, it's really cool.
I am so glad I met you, Rachel. I love experiencing all different things, and the expansiveness that comes from just knowing Rachel. And and thank you, Carrie and Cynthia, for being in this group, and Carrie for hosting this. This is wonderful.
And thank you for just seamlessly accepting her. When I first put out that video of me channeling her for the first time, I was nervous. I had never done anything like that before publicly, and I just thank you for embracing her. I mean, it's really, really cool, and I love it.
Well, you're welcome. And I think part of it is because we love you, right? But I was sort of talking to her about this, and I'm processing it out loud on my video of like, it's a little scary for me to send an email to my list of a conversation with intimate alien, like the alien aspect of Rachel. And yet, you can't not love her. Any of us who are sensitive, which I believe most of the people who I serve consider themselves to be highly sensitive, or they're evolving and they want to become more sensitive, resonates with the truth. And Rachel's talking about the very first video that she let Intimate Alien do. She sent it privately to those people in our personal mastermind group. And all of us were like, oh my God, this is amazing. Yes, do more of this. And I think that's because we all resonate with the truth of everything Intimate Alien says. I don't think I'll stop. So, comments?
I completely agree. I'm all for this, all these different experiences that we have that have been squashed away for so many millennia. I'm all for it coming out fully, because the more of us that talk about it and experience things, the more we can understand what actually is truth and what is lie.
Amen to that, right? And as you're talking, I'm thinking how many times in all of our work with clients, have we heard that? Like someone will speak something that sounds like truth to them, and I will hear the voice in my head that's like, where's the lie in that? There's something that's not true in that. And I think that's the work that we all do. We all have really different ways of doing it. Well, not really different ways. We're all highly intuitive, but that's the work that each of us does with our clients, right? Is help them align more and more and more with their personal truth, their personal value, etc. So I wanted to close shop, Rachel. I've been feeling this call when Intimate Alien was talking and when you were talking, just to give you an opportunity to talk a little bit about your Sephirus program, because I like the direction that it's going, but I just want to give you an opportunity to say a little bit about it. I know those people who are on my group already know. I think it's super valuable. It's one of the most valuable things I've done in my business. But yeah, just have a second to talk about it.
Yeah, so Sephirus is a membership group. And what that means is that it's an ongoing support kind of group coaching thing that you sign up for a year, and then you can cancel or renew the next year. Carrie just renewed, so thank you. And it helps you to focus. I think focus is the number one thing that creates our world. It's where are we putting our attention? you know, Intimate Alien was talking about having all these rules set up. If you don't notice that you have rules, you're just going to be hitting yourself on the head, not like wondering why something isn't happening for you. And I really focus a lot on helping you attune your instrument to be able to notice when you're lying to yourself, like Carrie and Roseanne were saying, and when you're telling your truth, because that's how we feel good or feel bad in the world. That's how we create what we want or what we don't. So it's really about helping you achieve your goals, whether that's create a business or get more clients or live happier or move to a different place, whatever your goal is, or if you don't have a goal, that's fine. But I'm helping people see where their focus is and notice how they are doing in manifesting that. Really, I think that's like the core of it. We do a lot of stuff, a lot of inside videos behind the scenes of how I run my business. What do I do when I hit resistance? That was a popular one. And it's just really fun. We meet a couple times a month, once privately and then once in a group. And it's a great community too. Everyone is kind of in the same headspace and really positive. So yeah.
So like everybody's stuff, and we were talking about, you guys know, I love to plug my friends. I love to plug anything that I think can be of value to you guys in your lives and your businesses. And definitely the 3 other women on this call have things to offer that are incredible, amazing, will absolutely, like, I think the biggest thing that I'm learning and that I've learned through working with all 3 of these women privately and in Sepphoris and in the other programs that they run is the more I become me, the more I lean into the truth of me, the easier everything in my business is. Like the faster the money comes in, all of that. And I feel like I've been saying that and doing that for years. And yet I'm just continuing to peel back the layers and find more and more. And that's what I love about Sepphoris is it's such a beautiful, safe, supportive place for that to happen. So anyways, guys, I feel like we've gone way over on time. I'm not sure, poor Cindy and Roseanne may have clients right now. So I just want to say thank you all, everyone who's been here. Thank you, everyone who's been watching. I'm expecting that there are probably a lot of comments, a lot of questions about this particular episode of the Carrie Roldan Show. So wherever you're watching, if you're on YouTube, put the comments below. If you're on Facebook, put the comments below. If you receive this in an email me back with your questions, comments, concerns. If you're looking at it in a blog post, put it in the comments below. But we are all very interested in what everybody has to say about this particular video and meeting Intimate Alien, and I'm sure that a lot is coming up for everyone. So on that note, girls, I love you all. I'm so glad to have you here. Rachel and Intimate Alien, thank you for being our special guests.
Thank you so much for having me. We both had an amazing time.
Good. And Cynthia and Roseanne, thank you for your input, your wisdom, and just the work you do in the world. I feel so blessed to know you.
Thank you, Carrie. It's wonderful to be here.
Thank you. Thank you all.
All right. So ladies, go off and finish your play for the day. Go have fun doing only what you love for the rest of the day. That's to everyone on the panel and everyone watching. Love what you do because you only do what you love. Thanks, Roseanne, for that quote. And we'll see you all in the next episode of the Carrie Roldan Show.